Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Raina. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. In today's episode, we'll be talking about is sex transactional. And joining me in this episode are these beautiful guests who will be telling me their opinions on it and how they feel about the topic. Before we get into the conversation, I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Amor.
I'm Flair.
It's your boy Kevin, aka the Narrow Maniac.
Hi, I'm Shansia.
Welcome guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. And you guys also do not forget to follow them on Instagram. I will leave their Instagram handles in the description below and on the screen. And also follow me on Instagram at Rihanna King and Chocolate Skin by Rihanna on Instagram. In you guys' opinion, is sex transactional?
Hell yeah.
In what way?
Yeah, I think man, I can only speak from my personal experience. It's gonna be something going. It's an exchange. So anything going about an exchange, it's a transaction. And I know when I'm having sex, it's to get some enjoyment out of it. I know when my partner is having sex with me, it's to get some enjoyment out of it on her part. You know what I mean? So. And I definitely gave my time and energy in the sexual act, and she's giving her time and energy in the sexual act as well. We exchanging energy, so that's how it's transactional.
Sex is transactional because it's an exchange of interactions, whether it be a business exchange, whether it be spiritual, mental, or physical.
So in your sense, the transaction comes with the exchange of energy and time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I think it's half and half. Because you have the everyday person who just has sex, but then you have people in the sex industry who make money for a living just with sex. So that's definitely transactional in a monetary value where they're actually getting money. Mm-hmm. But as far as the everyday person, that's also 50-50. I feel like when you first meet someone, it is transactional, but as you get to know them, it may not be as transactional because you have more feelings and emotions into it, if that makes sense.
Transaction, by definition, is giving one thing in exchange for another thing of value. So whether it is my body, my energy, my time, it's a transaction. I'm giving up something and I'm receiving something. Regardless of how they're valued, it's an exchange.
Okay, I want to hear everyone's opinion. So Kevin.
When I hear transaction, it just sounds so sick to me. Unfortunately, sex is transactional, but I like to take it from the approach of how can we dive into sex and make it more meaningful? Think about the relationships, how we derive value, and how we can grow and be a long-loving couple.
Why?
It just sounds so shallow. I'm thinking I give you money, you give me a good. Okay. But in my mind, I don't want it to be like that. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I don't want to give you money or give you XYZ for you to give me the good. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So in layman's terms, it can be transactional, but I would like for it to be more than just a transaction. You feel me?
Okay. How about you, Amor?
I feel like it's a business.
Sex is a business or can be a business.
It's pretty much a business in this generation right now. It's a business.
I 100% feel like sex is transactional, no matter what stage you're at, no matter how you choose to categorize it. It is some transaction. Money, time, energy, vibes. You're getting something for something.
I can't picture having to, have sex with someone then you ask for money. It's sort of weird. I mean, it's most people are comfortable, but I feel like it's weird. A lot of people are comfortable with it because it's this is
okay, let me ask you this. So let's say you have a boyfriend,
right?
And you guys obviously have sex, but in that he gives you something in return.
I feel like it should be gifts. It shouldn't be money. It should be gifts, energy, love.
So in that case, would you now say that's a transaction right there? Because I mean, it's. Yeah,
I wouldn't say so.
When I hear transaction, I'm thinking money.
Yeah, I wouldn't say in that aspect that's not transactional because at this point that's your man. You get what I'm saying? He's doing it out of the kindness of his heart. He's not benefiting It's not like, oh, I'm going to get you those gifts so that we can have sex. It's like, oh, I thought about you today, and I know you like this, so I'm going to get you this. I don't see that as transactional.
Okay.
But you can.
Before he hit.
But listen, you do have some of those relationships that are transactional, but I feel like that's because it started off as that and continued as that. Like how you said, oh, those women who just ask for money up front. If that's how the relationship started, then that's going to continue. So you're going to have a transactional relationship versus if that's not how it began, then it's not going to be transactional.
And if the transaction stops, you're moving on to the next transaction.
Period.
Sex is transactional. Whether it's tangible or intangible, it's a mutual exchange between two people. So I do believe that you do gain something and you do give something when you have sex.
That is cold.
You hear me?
You said what?
You hear me? Like, that's how it is, though.
That's how it is.
That's how it is.
Okay, so when emotions come into play, let's say it started off as a transactional sex, like I'm giving you sex in exchange of something, a good money, any gifts, whatever. Yeah. And then what if feelings get in play? Like what if she starts having feelings for him, or he starts having feelings for him, but he continues to give her stuff? Would you guys still consider that transactional sex?
I feel like if he's the one with the emotions and the feelings for him, it may not be transactional. But if his spouse is not having any feelings, no emotion, it'll be transactional to her. Yeah.
I was doing research on this topic before I came here, and I heard something, or this lady was talking about transactional sex doesn't only end in relationship. It also goes into the workplace. So women get jobs, and their job is dependent on the boss in the sense that if he asks for sex in exchange for keeping your job, you have to do it. So how do you guys feel how do you guys feel about that as women who are in the workforce as well?
I was gonna say, I saw this one documentary about something like that. It happened probably like in Uganda. So it was like kind of like on a farm, and all of the managers were men, and they were telling the women, if you want to work here, then you have to sleep with me. So of course they all did it because they were all single mothers. They needed money. In that case, you just have to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But being forced to do it, though, that's like another aspect. That is transactional, but that's also like cringe. Like how she was saying, the flip side of when women ask money, that's like the flip side of men imposing their sexuality on women for their own benefit.
What if you're not in the predicament of being a single mother? Like when does like morals and values come into play? Like, nah, I'm not about to do that just to keep this job.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, so in a way, she is kind of being forced to do it. Because in the ideal world, she probably wouldn't do that. She would just come to work, do her job, and, excel at the best that she can to keep her job. But no, she has to give her body to keep her job.
No, she can call HR.
HR is still gonna be like, you gotta do this. HR is gonna support him.
If there's someone if he's in a higher, like if he's her boss and he controls everything, she can lose her job.
And that's not okay?
That's not okay.
You can get another job.
It's like a business office, like he owned a company. He's his own he's his own man.
And he's like, you need to kick his job.
I feel like ain't no job that serious for me to go against my morals and me to go against my values to keep this joint.
Well, true.
Some people would do it.
Right, I was gonna say some people don't have those morals.
Some people do it for the money. The money's good, they would do it.
Okay, so you're talking about morals and values, and then how about people who actually do this as a job, as a career? Would you say they don't have any morals or values because it is a job for them? Like I'm talking about sex workers, OnlyFans girls,
strippers.
Me personally, I recently just dated a sex worker, and like she had morals. She had morals and values. She was cool. You know what I mean?
She had morals and values, but she's entertaining with it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't wifing her. I was, you know what I'm saying?
That was about to be my next question. So, do you think that her being a sex worker impacted how you thought of her? Because you just said it like, oh, okay, y'all just dated, but y'all not together now.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really say so much. But I mean, it did impact how I thought of her. But also, she also was like aware of like her reality and how it would receive anyways. She was already like, I'm just cool, just doing what we doing. I don't need no relationship, whatever. Cause she knew the realities of her job can get in the middle of that. So I respect that. I really don't respect like being surprised and like acting like you caught her balance and not taking accountability. You know what I'm saying? If that was the case, but she had morals and values. You know, it's
Just in a different light.
right, and it just got a limit to it. It has a ceiling on it. You know. Yeah.
And I quickly want to go back into the transactional sex, being in a relationship with somebody. I think even people in marriage have transactional sex. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're my provider in exchange of me giving you my body to create a family or to please you.
He provides and you
That's just a
do your job, I guess.
Do your
Do your job is crazy. If that's the mindset we're going into, like, guys know, like, if this girl I'm messing with, whether she's a sex worker or not, like, I know if it's gonna be short term or long term. And if you're a sex worker, if you do OnlyFans, most likely, pretty sure, it's gonna be short term. You feel me? And if, like, I see all the good qualities in you, I'm like, yeah, this is a good girl, and like, we're not thinking of the mindset like, oh, like, this is all transactional. Most likely it's gonna work and it's gonna be something I wanna do long term. You feel me?
But marriage is different though, because it happens in marriage.
Yeah.
Then the marriage not gonna last that long if you're thinking
it
that.
happens in marriage, in successful marriages, long term.
But if you really think about it, that's how it was back home though. The
back
man goes
then,
out. The man goes out and work.
You
And
said
the woman's to take care of the babies.
if you already come in with that transactional mindset, it won't be longer. That's what you're saying.
It won't be long, or like it's gonna like hinder the relationship and the potential can grow to. You feel me? And especially, I know you do OnlyFans, or I know you're a sex worker. It's like, I'm tripping if I think I'm about to marry you. Like,
But do y'all?
I'm not really gonna marry you. We're just having
communicate
fun.
That though.
You know, like, you know what's good. It should be communicated, but even you as a girl and you're a sex worker, like, you know, like, damn, I'm gonna have a hard time dating. I'm have a hard time like getting married or like meeting a good man, cause like he see my body, his man see my body, people pay a subscription to see my body. Kids who are not born about to see my body, like, you know, like what comes with it, you feel me? Like, if you're an athlete, you know what comes with it. If you do this type of work, you know what comes with it, you feel me? And that's just some of the like consequences you have to deal with.
But like, I'm gonna keep it a beam with you, like, not even just the sex workers and the strippers. It's a lot of like the mentality too, like that whole city girl mentality, that whole attitude, like that whole like I need a check from a nigga, I need a nigga who getting money like that, like all that shit, like, you hear me? Like,
That is transactional.
I got like all the stuff I got on me, it looked good, but I got it for me. But like, before I had all this, I wasn't really getting no bitches attention like that. My fault, I need to call y'all bitches.
It's fine.
I really wasn't getting like a lot of attention like that from women. Then like when I started like getting like a little bit more money, start getting chains and start, you know, wearing designer and shit like that, I started getting more attention. So it's just natural. And honestly, that's cool, because what girl wants to be with a bum? What woman doesn't want to be with somebody who can't do something for her? But there has to be a balance, you know, and you got to really check your intent at the door when you're dealing with somebody.
Yeah.
Because also what's going to happen is it's going to become very, very apparent and blatant. And the other person ain't going to want to mess with you when you do that. So, yeah,
Right,
so
and that brings me to her point earlier when you said, if you come into the relationship, or if he's giving you gifts, if you guys are in a relationship, he's giving you gifts, it's out of his love for you. But okay, now let's bring it back to us regular girls. What usually attracts us to a man? It's the image, right? It's like we want somebody who is secured financially and all that. And
Looks
even before we make a decision in our mind, like, I want to be with this person, we subconsciously, unconsciously go in the mindset like, I gotta make sure I'm getting something out of this.
So
Regardless of if maybe later on down the line it's gonna be from a genuine point of view, but we all know, like, I don't want to be with somebody who I'm not getting something out of. Or like, oh, if he ain't gonna add on to me, we can't be together. Or if he doesn't elevate me, and what does that elevate usually mean? Him giving you things.
Sure.
So a lot of us go into some relationships or situationships with our mindset of transactional sex. Like, I'm giving my body in exchange because you're expecting something. It could be emotional, it could be gifts, it could be anything, but we are definitely expecting something, right?
yeah, I would say I agree with that. and that goes back to his point about how it's your mindset. So I would say, yes, a lot of females do have that type of mindset, but it just goes back to your own healing and your own trauma. Like how he said he wasn't getting women or anything like that before he had this specific aesthetic. Now that you have this aesthetic and you're getting women, you can now see, okay, women like this type of women does not like this. Oh, this type of women, they just want to play. This type of women do not want to play.
It's hard to pinpoint though.
It is hard to pinpoint.
Physical.
It is hard to pinpoint. That's when you have to center your own self to figure out, okay, what is it about you that's attracting all of the BS? So I do agree, like a lot of people when they get into relationships or situationships, they come off that way. But honestly, for me, the last time I got into anything, I was not transactional anything. I literally did not speak, or I didn't see this man for an entire month. It was texting, calling, FaceTiming, just to make sure there was no transactional anything. And either way, whether you come in transactional and you don't, shit, you can still leave with nothing.
How does romance play in your relationship? Like what, if that makes sense? I don't know if I'm conveying the message the question I'm trying to put out there. Like, are you guys more romance based, foreplay based? Like, how do you get aroused by your partner? Or how would you like to get aroused by your partner?
Romance.
Yes, the romance.
Romance.
For me, it's a bunch of different things. I like romance, but before that, like, I don't know you, so I don't know how you are with romantic things. So I like to see how you think, how resourceful you are, how you can do for yourself. If you can have a conversation with me for 4 hours, I'm on it. Exactly. Like I want to be able to learn from you.
I just want to feel butterflies.
I'm asking because nowadays, dealing with men, I think men have completely lost their touch with romance.
They don't do it.
They see themselves as simp when they try to make their significant other feel loved or feel appreciated. So I just want to hear from you guys' perspective, this romance, how does romance?
Who said
romance?
Who said I know broke niggas don't deserve pussy? I know that's right. Who said that?
Cardi B.
Cardi. Yeah. Like it seems like okay, those are the role models that young black women have, right?
Not for all of us.
Those are the women that like get a lot of attention and get the most like light, right? So if that's the narrative that she's portraying to young girls, it's like, dang, I don't even want to like court you if you're just trying to get, you feel me? You're just trying to get the bread, you're just trying to get a quick ticket. It's like, dang, I may rock with you, but like, dang, I know she really with me because I have bread or have this or have X, Y, Z.
That goes right back to sex transaction.
Yeah, and what about those
like,
women who aren't like that? Because some men are just so traumatized they'll actually get somebody who is not like that.
Yeah.
And in the back of their mind, they're like, nah, she really like that on the low, so I'm just going to stop talking to her. When really it's like, she's not. You're just traumatized by the past girl who was like that.
Women do that too, though. Like they create like a lot of women create like a thick distance between themselves and the men that they talking to, like they in a relationship with, because they're not trying to get hurt again. I'm a romantic guy myself. I love to give my women flowers every week. I love to give them calls. I love to ask them their love language, and if there's anything that I need to like sharpen up. And to be honest with you, like the past few times I've been doing it, it's really not working. They say it's too much for them. They say I'm too affectionate for them. Like they saying,
really?
Yeah.
In today's day and age,
I'm telling you, like they saying like, you acting like we together. You acting like, you my nigga, some shit like that. Like it happens. Like if I'm not dropping dick or shopping on you, it seems like anything else like in the middle is just a problem.
So has that made you stop completely with being romantic?
It's had an impact. I'm not really like the same these days. I'm like right now, I really don't got too much but a high and by for a woman right now, just right now. But I'm working on me and getting myself situated. I know for a fact it's harder for a woman to get like more out of me. Like the more and more I get into with these women, it's like every time I get into a relationship with a woman, they get more colder. and I get caught in turn. I really don't know what it's about, but I'm gonna figure that shit out. But,
Dang,
I know.
Like women at the problem.
Yeah, and I'm like, relationships shouldn't even be that hard. Like, it should really be all love, and it's just like, it's
I think
not.
everyone is bringing their past trauma into
Yeah.
their and not quite fully healing before moving on to the next
Yeah.
person. And everyone just wants that instant gratification from the next person. I think that's where the issue stems from.
I think people fail to realize that relationships are a work in progress, right?
Yeah.
Like, say we're walking down the street, we see that 70-year-old couple, like, oh my gosh, they're so cute, I want to be like them, right? But you know how many ups and downs they've been through to get to that point? But then we get in our first argument and you want to leave. You're like, oh, I know my worth. I'm too good. I can't be with that guy. You feel me?
We don't align on the same values.
you just said you want to be like that couple down the street, but.
And you know what? That's when I would be like, that's transactional. Because if you just want to leave off of a small argument, then you were with me for just some transactional reason. You were never in it for us.
Okay, I want to get a little bit, I guess I would use the word frisky. And just so, what are some ways that you guys do to arouse your significant other?
I'm weak. I ain't gonna hold you, like, I get straight nasty with it. I'm a nasty bull, you feel me? So I get nasty with it. Like, how I started is, like, I'll usually be kicking it with the lady, you know what I'm saying? We'll be chilling, talking. I get to kiss her on her neck, touch
he going step by step.
Yeah. I definitely.
So definitely role playing is there.
Yeah, I was about to say that's one thing.
What you call it?
Role play.
Role play?
Yeah.
Role play.
That's what y'all call it?
Yeah, that's a nice.
Role play, not
So-
role play.
But role play,
That's what I'm
but
saying.
role play
Who I
is a
be?
thing. That's what I'm saying. Like with
Like
the
dressing
question,
up and
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be dressed up. Like I can be coming home from work or something, and my man is at home. I'm gonna come in the house as, I don't know, I'll put on like a maid outfit and role play as a maid cleaning his place. Like that'll arouse him. Yeah, I like role playing. I'm single right now, but I've done that before.
Damn, that's tough. I would like something like that. I would like
Not
something
a maid outfit though.
I would like something
I'm
like
a doctor. I'm already a maid.
Listen, do
You
different
okay?
ones. I love different ones. Like I'll be a chef and put on like,
That is
Nah,
fun.
that's
That is
what's up.
fun. All right, we can go on and on about foreplay, role play, but let's just take a quick break, and we'll be right back with a sex coach who's going to be giving us advice on how to enhance our sexual lives.
Okay, I know it's for the clitoris, but could you use it on balls?
That's what I want to know. What's that?
Okay, so this is a male masturbation sleeve. So this is called Pamper Him. Pamper Him is for like one of those not tonight I have a headache nights, or if you want to bring somebody else into the bedroom without really bringing somebody else, or if she's out of town and you just want to pleasure yourself.